Right. Thank you, Maurice. I'm informed that we need to now go to a function where the inaugural Nairobi Environmental Diplomacy Symposium is ongoing. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi is speaking. Let's listen into that.
Let me take this opportunity to make it official. You will recall that last year, President Ruto hosted, in conjunction with the World Bank, the IDA 21 replenishment conference here in Nairobi, where there were several heads of state, including the current AUC, African Union chairman, the president of Mauritania. Ladies and gentlemen, that effort, that convention was able to rally, which has now become official from the World Bank, an excess of $100 billion as the IDA 21 replenishment to help support the IDA recipient countries, which are close to 75 or slightly more globally. And this perhaps becomes a very good forum so that the conversations that you come up with can help in enriching the use of those resources so that they are directed to environment-friendly programs in all these 75 countries. I think that is a very, very significant development. And I would really want to urge all of us to see the significance of having a very robust diplomatic initiative and engagement with other countries, because it is through that kind of arrangement that Kenya's leadership, in conjunction with other partners and friendly countries, have able to rally the global community to raise these resources. That is a very significant development. The other thing that I may want to perhaps just flag again very briefly is that as we talk of the environmental diplomacy, I also want to let this audience know that formally the Cabinet of Kenya has now approved the sessional paper on diplomacy and given the go-ahead for it to be tabled in Parliament, which will happen next week when Parliament reopens, so that it goes through the first reading, and then it will be available for further conversation and debate by a wider cross-section of the Kenyan people and our partners. This time, we are making it clear that diplomacy is not an exclusive club. We want diplomacy mashinani. We want the people to understand what is our policy across various issues, and we want them to engage so that it is no longer a mystery that diplomats are seen carrying a briefcase into a plane, and then they are seen coming back, and they are assumed that they were just having a cocktail somewhere. Let us share in reality what is all this diplomacy about. It's also important to note that for Kenya's purpose, our constitution recognizes diplomacy or the foreign aspect as one of the arms or the pillars under the national security architecture. And if you look at Article 240 of the Constitution, it is very specific that it falls within that category. So Cabinet has also corrected an anomaly which has been lingering for a long time, because for some reason the foreign agenda was being regarded as just a normal administrative affair. And now it sits with clarity in accordance with the Constitution where it should have been for a very long time. So I thought this comes to you so that even within the framework of debate, we now fall within the security sector working group for planning purposes. So that is what I wanted to tell you. But there are other good things that we can do, and I want us to do together. I saw Joe Ageo here. I don't know that he's still within the room. He's somewhere, yeah. And I was just talking about
That is the Cabinet Secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi, speaking at the Environmental Diplomacy Symposium there. And of course, that particular symposium is going to look into the global environmental processes, as well as how to ensure that there is maximum impact from major environmental conferences, both in Africa and across the globe, as well as the future of environmental diplomacy. And of course, our reporters are on the ground there. They will be giving us a detailed report of the outcomes of that particular symposium in our subsequent bulletins. We get back in studio and continue our conversation on matters where to invest in 2025. And I am with Maurice Opio, the Managing Director at KCB Investment Bank, as well as Alex Kidake, who is an investment expert.